What's up my bro, Tundrum here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you some CEDH gameplay between my Yawgmoth CEDH and my Gitrog monster decks. Hope you enjoy. Looks like the Gitrog gets to start this one. Gitrog starts us off with a Windswept Heath, which he then cracks to get a forest. He then plays Wild Growth onto his forest, and passes the turn to Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth draws for turn, drops a swamp, and plays an Inquisition of Kozilek on the Gitrog monster. The Gitrog monster then reveals their hand, and Yawgmoth chooses to discard Olivia's Dragoon. Yawgmoth then passes the turn back to the Gitrog, untaps for turn, draws for turn. Gitrog plays a Woodland Cemetery, followed by a free Visits, getting a forest into play. The Gitrog then passes the turn. Yawgmoth untaps, draws for turn, plays a swamp, cycles a Street Wraith, making sure to pay 2 life. He then drops a Blood Artist for 2 mana, one of his essential combo pieces. On Yawgmoth's end step, the Gitrog taps 2 and plays the Assassin's Trophy Yawgmoth saw in his hand before. Yawgmoth does get a swamp out of the deal though, so it's not the worst exchange. Gitrog untaps, draws for turn, plays a land drop, and then brings out the almighty Gitrog monster, and then passes the turn back to Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth untaps, draws for turn. He then plays a swamp. He then taps free, and plays a Giraffe's Messenger, targeting the Gitrog monster to lose 2 life. Well, the Gitrog monster player, you know what I mean. He then proceeds to tap his remaining mana, and he plays Unearth, which resolves, resurrecting the Blood Artist. He then passes the turn back to the Gitrog monster. The Gitrog monster untaps, and the Gitrog monster triggers. He then gets a draw trigger, and gets to draw for turn. He then brings out Patchwork Gnomes, a nice combo piece for the Gitrog. He then activates Patchwork Gnomes, discarding a snow-covered swamp and getting to draw a card. He then taps 1, playing a Llanowar Elves, and passing the turn. Yawgmoth untaps, draws for turn, plays a swamp. He then taps 4 and plays Yawgmoth. He then activates Yawgmoth, sacrificing the Giraffe's Messenger and destroying the Patchwork Gnomes. And he also gets to draw a card. He then plays a Dark Ritual, followed by a Grim Tutor. He then passes the turn. The Gitrog monster untaps for turn, sacrifices the forest to the Gitrog monster, draws off the Gitrog monster, draws for turn. What a top deck. The Gitrog monster then proceeds to tap 2 and drop a Noose Constrictor. He then discards a Shambling Shell, followed by discarding a Blighted Woodland, which he then dredges the Shambling Shell with. He does manage to hit a land, so in response to the Gitrog's draw trigger, he then discards Shambling Shell again and dredges it. He does once again manage to hit a land, so he repeats this process, once again hitting a land. So he repeats this process once more, once again hitting a land, and he does it. He gets the Dakmor Salvage off the top of his deck, allowing him to complete the Gitrog combo and dredge out his entire deck, and then loop certain cards to win the game. To avoid this long process, Yawgmoth just concedes the game. Looks like it would have been a close one though, as he did have a Nest of Scarabs in hand, so he was ready to combo off the next turn. And yeah guys, that concludes the video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.